Miss Coleman, you are suing your niece,
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Kayla Coleman, for $5,400 for breach of contract. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely right, Your Honor.
So how does Auntie get to sue niece?
I am suing her, Your Honor, because this was an opportunity. I spent $5,400 for her to move into a unit for her and my nephew.
An apartment?
Yeah, an apartment.
Where were you living before this?
With my boyfriend's parents.
You were living with your boyfriend's parents?
And with his parents, him, and my son, Felix.
How old is your son?
He's 3. He's our son.
Okay, and what do you do for a living?
I'm a barista.
You're what?
Barista.
Oh, okay. So how is it that you came to have to help your niece in this situation?
Unfortunately, Your Honor, her mother, my sister, passed away 5 years ago from a heart attack, very suddenly, out of nowhere. We were all caught off guard.
Right.
And unfortunately, my sister and I were the only 2 children. So when she passed away, I'm the only one left. We're the only family that each other has, okay?
So you have no brothers and sisters, no cousins?
No, just me.
And you have no brothers and sisters and no other nieces and nephews?
And no children. She's like a child to me. She has been my surrogate daughter.
Okay, wow. All right, so, but how is it that you ended up helping her with this apartment?
Yes. So, Your Honor, as she mentioned before, her and her baby daddy, because they're not married, he's a baby daddy.
Right.
He's my boyfriend.
Anyway.
Okay.
They live.
Is he the father of your child?
He is.
Oh, okay.
But they're not married, so he's the baby's father.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Okay.
They were living with his parents.
Right.
And on multiple.
How long were they living with his parents?
Oh, at least. I remember she was pregnant when they moved in, so it's been about
years.
A little. Yeah, the baby's 3 now, so
You were
almost 4
living with
years.
the father's parents for 3 years?
4. Yeah.
For 4 years?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Were y'all paying rent there?
No.
Not paying rent. What does your boyfriend do?
He delivers for Uber Eats and DoorDash.
Okay. So you thought you were going to try to help her get out of the situation, help them out, understanding that they've been living together as a family since the child was born. Then, right?
But Your Honor,
is that right?
Yes.
Okay. But Your Honor, what?
But Your Honor, yes, they're living there, but he isn't providing stability. They're living.
Well, that's pretty stable. They've been in the same house for 4 years.
Right, that his parents are paying the rent for. I've had to take her out to dinner, her and the baby out to eat, because there was times that there wasn't enough food for them to eat, so she
Wait a minute, why wouldn't there be enough food? Is that right? There wasn't enough food to eat in the house?
I think that's a bit of an exaggeration.
Okay, what was it like living with them?
It was small.
Like how small? What size is it?
It was a 2-bedroom.
2-bedroom apartment?
Yeah. A decent sized 2-bedroom apartment,
But
but for 5
why would there
people.
be times that there was no food in the house?
We were pretty off and on at times.
Right. But you were living with his parents.
I was living with his parents.
But
yeah.
why would there then be no food in the house? The parents weren't providing that?
The parents they would feed us, or they would have food for us,
Right.
but when it came down to it, we were meant to support ourselves in that way.
And you couldn't support yourself in a situation where you weren't paying rent?
Not with the son, no.
Well, there's Uber Eats and DoorDash and all those other companies.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing with
What do you
his
mean you
money.
don't know what he was doing?
I
He wasn't a sperm donor. He was daddy. What do you mean you don't know what he's doing with his money?
That was his business. He had his car, he had his car payment, whatever he needed to buy, and I took care of Felix, bought him food.
So, but y'all didn't talk about how we're gonna get out of the situation one day, or how we're gonna save money together? Did you do any of that?
Yeah, but I don't know if he ever actually saved or not, but
you didn't save together? No joint account?
No.
Nothing?
No.
So sometimes, Auntie, see, I'm an auntie to 10.
Yes.
To 10. I have no children either. God knew what he was doing, though. And so you see her in this circumstances. How many times did you have to help her financially when she was living with these other people, the parents?
Over the 4 years, Your Honor, I would say out to eat maybe in 4 years about 8 to 10 times.
Right.
And made her car payment multiple times.
Oh, you made her car payment?
I had to, or she wouldn't have had the car for her and the baby.
Oh my, the story is as old as the world. The kids are old enough to make a baby, but not old enough to actually care for the baby and provide for the baby. I honestly have no idea where the money is going if the mother is working, the father somewhat working, and they have only one child, one who is a baby at the time, so he's free now. So when it all started, they've been staying with his parents since she was pregnant. So let me just think it out loud. So they were staying there rent free, and the other parents were actually providing food for them as well. Where did the money go? What were you saving up for? There was no daycare at that moment. So where did the money go? And it doesn't look like the defendant has any clear idea of what her boyfriend spends his money on. And I don't understand, if you guys live together and you have a baby together, how come there is no joint account or any other household responsibilities for the two of you? And she has no clue what it is that he's doing. And I can understand the aunt why she came to the rescue, because this girl is the only relative that she has. This girl and her son. She has no one else, and she feels like if not her, who else? Her mother passed away. She is the only aunt she has, and she feels like she needs to step up and help out this family. Back to the case.
Was she making your car payments?
She has a couple times. I think
Only a couple of times?
Only a
twice?
couple times,
Couple
twice.
to me is twice. So twice you paid a car.
It was more than twice.
How many times you paid a car note?
I'm gonna say over the 4 years, maybe about 5 or 6 times.
And you would pay it because she called and said, I need help paying it. Can you pay it?
yes, because she has to pay diapers, she's got to
Right.
get food for the baby, or
Right.
she needs to pay for daycare because
Daycare is like $1,200 a month, I just learned.
well,
That's
it
on
is.
the cheap
It's
end.
very.
That's
it's
on the
very
cheap end.
But the parents didn't want, and that was part of her complaint, Your Honor, because the parents were like, "We're not your live-in babysitters. We're already allowing you to live here rent-free. We're providing meals for you
Right,
guys.
right.
So babysitter, at least can y'all come up with that?"
And they couldn't. What happened? How did the situation living with the parents end?
Well, my aunt texted me, told me that a unit was opening up in her building. I told her that sounded great, but I don't have the financial means to move right now. Moving is
Right.
extremely expensive, and I don't know if I could.
And how much
pay
was the rent?
I believe it's $1,800.
18. Well,
But-
you knew she didn't have this kind of money. I mean, she calling you to take her out to get something to eat and to make a car note.
Right.
And she's living somewhere where she's not paying any rent.
I understand what you're saying, Your Honor. She was going to have everything she needed for her and my nephew.
What about the boyfriend?
That's not my problem.
No. Well, it seems like there's some antagonistic feelings with you and the boyfriend. Tell me about it. You
Well-
tell me about what's going on between her and the boyfriend.
She's never liked Tyler. She's never given him the time of day.
Right.
She's always just been bitter towards him, and I think always trying to break us up.
Well, is he a great dad?
He is a great dad.
Do you think he's a good father?
No, I don't.
Why not?
Because if he was a great father, he would get a skill set. If he doesn't want to go to college, get a certification so you can have a career and have a
But everybody
and
doesn't
jobs.
have those types of dreams.
Okay, but you
Is
have a
he
kid.
a good father?
I don't think he's good enough for her, and I don't think he's a positive role model
You don't think
for his
he's
son.
good enough for her? Okay, that's a
Right.
different thing. I
Because he
get
hasn't
that.
stepped up to the plate yet. Why couldn't
Right.
he move them out of their his
Right.
family's
And
house?
how old is he?
He's 27.
Why isn't he standing here with you today?
Yeah, he's working.
Okay.
And
was
working
it-
video games.
Video games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Video games? Let's see. I could stay here in the second bedroom with my baby daddy, mama, and daddy, not able to pay my bills on time, sometimes not ever have any food, or I could move into a nice apartment. What's wrong with that? Did she help you pay the rent in this place?
she paid for the deposit
Okay.
and the first 2 months of rent.
Okay.
Because I told her I couldn't afford rent like that.
I feel like she manipulated me. I feel like she used me to get out of that living situation.
how did she
that they were
use
in.
you?
Because she knew that Aunt Linda would come running with the checkbook if she told me that she absolutely could not be in that living situation
So
anymore.
she asked you to help her get out of this living situation.
She didn't actually ask me for the money, but she did complain multiple times about how miserable it was to
Right,
live there,
right.
how he would not get a steady job
Right. So she complained about boyfriend.
profusely.
Really?
Yes.
Is that right? You used to complain about boyfriend?
Sometimes Sometimes, not
Right.
profusely, but
Right.
sometimes, yeah.
Right. But things got good with boyfriend, looks like.
Yeah.
Things got good. Auntie gives you a down payment for your first 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then you two started being able to pay your bills. You're paying your bills there now?
Yeah, he and I together
You are paying
are
the bills.
now, we are covering the rent together,
How
yes.
long have you been together there paying the rent?
It's been about 6 months.
About 6 months. Just putting them in that situation, it looks like they're learning to fly.
Okay. Well, and great. And goody. Give him
Right.
a cookie and a glass of milk, Your Honor.
Right.
I'm glad he's stepping up
Don't
to the
mention
plate.
food, I'm hungry.
Okay, I'm glad he's now stepping up to the plate. But it was only because I came out of my pocket
Right.
and set them up in the position that they're in
So
now.
why are we here now?
Because she did not tell me that he was going to be moving in. Do you know how I found out, Your Honor, that he was even living there? Because the agreement is that it was supposed to be just her and Felix.
So what you said is, I'm going to put down this deposit and advance rent, and you move in here, but you can't let boyfriend move in.
It was never said that way.
How was it said?
I
Tell
have
me how-
text messages here, Your Honor.
Let me see text messages.
Okay, yes, with our conversation.
Okay, I can't listen to you and read them. So
Okay.
give me a moment. Kayla, an apartment is opening up in my building. This could be your chance to get out of the relationship drama and have your own place with Felix. Oh my God, that would be so amazing. I don't have the money. I'll pay the deposit and the rent for 2 months. This is you. Felix and I are so excited. Then you never did mention boyfriend in any of these texts.
We weren't romantically involved at the time. We were
At
just
that
co-parenting.
time?
At that time.
Has it been an off and on thing?
Yeah.
Well, it must have been mostly on because they lived with his parents for 4 years. So it had to be mostly on.
In all fairness, in those texts, the aunt is clear. She says, get out of the relationship drama. She didn't say bring the relationship drama with you and let me pay for it. No, she said get out. That means no boyfriend. And let me just say, he seems like a dream. No steady job, no responsibilities. He's playing video games. He's 27, according to the defendant. Oh my gosh, sounds like a dream come true. I wouldn't be surprised if he only spent money on himself, his friends, and his gaming, and not on his child. And she's the only one, the defendant, who spends her barista money on daycare and providing for their son. Back to the case.
But I do believe that you knew she didn't want him to come. And that's why you never mentioned the boyfriend. But you also never said, and I looked through the text messages even, you never said that I'm only going to help you if you don't bring boyfriend. You never said that. You didn't make it a condition of anything. It might have been implied, but we're in a court of law here. And I mean, I don't believe that a contract was created.
Even the text messages, that doesn't.
It doesn't
lay
say,
out.
if you don't do this, you've got to give me this money back. It just says, I want you and Felix to have a place. And guess what? They do. She and Felix have a place, and boyfriend happens to be there too. So you're upset about the boyfriend.
Absolutely,
You don't
because
want
why
him.
didn't she tell me at the beginning?
Because you weren't going to help her.
So
'Cause you
then she
weren't gonna help
manipulated
her.
me. So she manipulated the
Right.
situation, knowing that good old Aunt Linda,
Right.
if I'm in a bind,
Right.
I can call her and she'll go all out for us.
I know. Listen, I've been that auntie too. You need to take a look at what the situation is. Where people are, let them find their own way. You've done enough. Let go, let God, and live your life. Live your life. It took me a lot of heartache as an auntie because I told you I don't have any children, but I got 10 of these. So I'm talking to you from experience here. Let her and that relationship go. If he's no good or whatever, eventually she'll let him go, or she won't. But don't make it your drama. Stay out of it. She doesn't owe you the money because it wasn't a condition. You got to accept boyfriend because you love your nephew, don't you?
Of course I do.
You want to have a relationship with him, don't you?
Yes.
You want to have a babysitter, don't you?
Yes.
Right? You don't want to have to pay, right?
Yeah.
Forget about trying to mold her into something. Change your plans. Change your plans. Don't make her change her plans. Let her take this road. We both know where it's going to end.
We do.
Right?
We do.
Okay, we do.
We
But
do.
sometimes people got to learn. They have to learn themselves. You can't tell. They can't learn from your experience. That's what I have to find out. Is you could give them all the stories about your own experience. They somehow need to fall and learn it on their own. And you got to let her do that. Now we're going to talk about the most important person here is the baby. What's going to happen with the relationship with the baby? I thought I read in your statement that you weren't allowing her to see the baby. Y'all ain't got no family. You don't have a family. What are we going to do about the baby?
In the middle of all this, I haven't really wanted to get him involved.
No, but I'm talking about his relationship with his aunt.
I haven't really trusted her
To do what?
around him not to badmouth his dad or just confuse him.
Right.
You know,
well,
'cause-
you know what? Would you do that?
Never in a million years.
Has
That's a
she ever
precious
said
child.
anything negative in front of the child about the daddy?
To me, you know,
Yeah,
just
but that
just in-
doesn't mean she said it to him. I believe it when she says she hasn't said. What good is it for her to say something bad about his daddy? For her. If he showed up and told you he had 2 babies outside in the streets, you'd be telling some bad things about his daddy to him too, okay? You would find a way of saying some bad things about daddy. But without having any evidence that she has been anything but a good aunt, what about your own father?
he wasn't around.
Did she say bad things about him to you?
No.
Well, maybe we give it another try, because guess what? Auntie did get you out of a bad situation. And in the end, I say this all the time, boyfriends and husbands come and go. Come and go, girl. You don't know how you're going to feel 20 years from now. But you only got one person you could count on. So when is she going to see Felix?
She can see him.
When? When's she going to see him next?
I mean, we live in the same complex.
Well, when? So she could make a date, put it in a calendar. What about this weekend? What is he
I'm
doing?
open.
She's open
This
all
weekend's
weekend.
good.
I own the company, so I have an open schedule.
She's open the weekend. What day can she see him?
Saturday after 3. I'm opening that day. But after
Okay,
3,
so
I'll be
3
home from work.
o'clock. And then we'll work something out together after that, you two, right? All right, so judgment for the defendant. I wish you both the best of luck.
I love this judge. I do feel like she comes from a place of wisdom and experience. And based on her legal career as well as her personal life, she brings this pearls of wisdom into the courtroom that I absolutely adore. I do believe she's completely right that sometimes we just have to let go. As parents, I know it's difficult. It's easier said than done, but sometimes we just have to. You know how eagles teach their chicks to fly? They kick them out of the nest and they see if they spread their wings. And of course, the papa eagle is right there to catch them near the ground to prevent them from, well, dying. But sometimes that's what we need to do. We need to let the life take its course and see how kids are going to behave and let them figure things out on their own, as difficult as it could be. It is very noble that the aunt decided to step up and actually help her niece after witnessing her struggles for years. But I do believe that now that they actually have proven themselves that they were able to pay for the apartment and pay for the daycare, and they're still together and they're raising the child together. They did redeem themselves as a couple by proving to everyone that they are capable. So maybe that's the one thing that they needed, is this magic push in the rear so they would actually spread their wings and start flying. What did you guys think about this case? Please put it in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.